First of all, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us here at Catalyst by ComplyAdvantage.
Thanks for having me.
Well, first question is, who are you? Tell us who you are, what you look after, and something that we can't find from LinkedIn.
So I'm Shay. I am the Technical Enablement Manager at ComplyAdvantage. My background is financial crime prevention. I've been in financial crime prevention for about 10 years and held roles within the industry. So I've now made that transition over to Comply. Something you can't find about me on LinkedIn is I used to do wedding planning on the side. I used to have a wedding planning business.
Very similar, I imagine, in terms of kind of organising
Yes.
the wedding and organising with compliance.
Exactly.
And how do you take your tea?
Oh, no milk, 2 sugars.
There's been some terrific sessions on stage. I popped my head in just now, and it was a very, very emotional one on stage.
Yeah.
What have been some of your key highlights and takeaways from the event?
So I think the first one would definitely be the demonstration of our CASI tool. I thought that was really good. It's definitely the direction that I think that we need to kind of be going. So it was great to see that. I think my next highlight would probably also be the session that I just came out of with Jodie, where she was essentially telling her story about her gambling addiction and how that led to her committing financial crime, and just giving us the insights and the nuances around what led her to that. I think it's always good to see the human element to things, which I thought was really good.
From listening to some of the financial institutions here today, what would you say are some of the biggest challenges that they face in compliance?
There's a number of challenges. I think one is definitely the operational challenges. So I guess trying to scale your teams effectively, but still trying to mitigate risk and doing that in a safe and compliant way. I think that often is the challenge, and that's, I guess, why we're having all these conversations around AI and technology and being able to leverage that. I would also probably say the other challenge is the technology side, in terms of getting organizations up to speed, getting them to understand the technology and understand how to use it, and also not see it as a bad thing. I think there definitely is this misconception that AI and technology is going to take our jobs, and it's remembering that you still do need the human element to navigate this technology. So I think the challenge of getting, I guess, the industry up to speed with it and getting people comfortable, I think, is the challenge that I feel like people are having at the moment.
Well, you know what my next question could be is how do you meet that challenge at ComplyAdvantage? Because that is a very big challenge to face.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think here we definitely try to balance the innovation with the mitigation of risk. So I think that the products and the section of products we have really help to do that in many ways. I think it's also the fact that it can be tailored to your organization, so you can carry out that risk-based approach and you can configure the tool to match the risk that your organization poses, and essentially leverage the tool to balance that. So I think that's how we try to solve that problem.
And in terms of predictions for the future in the world of compliance, what are some of your big, bold, slightly out there predictions for the industry as a whole?
I suppose we're kind of seeing it now, but I think that with the direction that AI is going, I think there's definitely going to be increased levels of scrutiny and governance around it, which I guess might make things a little bit more challenging. So I think that's one thing we'll definitely see. The other, I think, is just the general uplift of using more technology. I do think we'll see more firms utilizing AI, utilizing different types of technology to try to mitigate fraud, mitigate AML risk. We're already seeing it now, but I think we'll see an even bigger uplift, because I think naturally firms are going to realize that they have no other option but to kind of leverage their technology.
You obviously know the industry inside out and you could work anywhere. Why come to ComplyAdvantage? What was it about the team, the ethos, the culture? Because it's never just about the money. Why come to ComplyAdvantage?
I have used ComplyAdvantage in the past, so I'm familiar with the tool. I've used it at 2 organizations that I've worked at before, so I was very familiar with the product and very much, I guess, an ambassador for the product. So I think that was one thing, but then also I think it was meeting the people throughout my interview process, and then them sharing the direction the company was going, sharing the things that they're working on, and just how much they really work hard from the inside out. And I feel like I've spoken to a lot of financial crime vendors selling technology. In previous places I've worked, I've used other tools, etc. But I think this is the first one where you can see they're working really hard from the inside to, one, not just make sure that the tool does what it says and that it works as good as it should be, but it's actually servicing the need of their customers, and they're doing a lot of work internally around that. I think me even being here is like an example of that. They've hired me as somebody to come in and provide that level of enablement for them. So I think they're working so hard to make sure that everything is where it should be and that they can service their customers in the best way. So I think that really, really attracted me.
One of the things that I love about financial services in general is, hell, 25, 35 years ago, everything was in-house, everything was a castle behind big high walls.
Yeah.
On-prem mainframe servers, the works, and now it's an ecosystem, it's a forest. All those walls have come down and you're almost you are part of that ecosystem.
Yeah.
What's ComplyAdvantage's role within the ecosystem in terms of playing with others?
Whilst we are a standalone product, we do partner with other organisations as well. So I think that in itself, it's like we're demonstrating that whilst we do want to be a leader in this space, we're still collaborative and we still work with like other solutions where necessary. So I think that is how I would say that we kind of like try to be there. I'd also just say in terms of the kind of direction that we're going with the technology that we have in-house and the fact that we have our own data and we're really trying to like have like things that make us unique within the space. So I think just in general, I think the way we're positioning ourselves is like already showing how we're trying to partner up.